Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everybody, it's dafobra. For a ride. I've never been out here. This is not east of Long Island, but this is far east from me, that's for sure. I don't know if I've ever been out here before or not. But in any event, I'm here. Wherever it is, that's where I am. So I have not been riding all that long. I have not been on the motorcycle scene all that long. This is my 4th season riding, 3rd season with my CBR. 2000 CBR 600 F4, if you're just tuning in for the first time. And my buddy over here, he's been riding for a much longer amount of time. So he knows more about the older sport bikes. And he actually had a 92 Katana 1100. And sold it a long time ago before he got married. And he picked up another one. I've talked about it briefly. It's a 93 Katana 1100. It was sitting for about 5 years, hasn't been started or touched. And it was, oddly enough, it was the purple and silver paint scheme, which, if you know my friend, is pretty funny because, I mean, that itself made it hysterical. But it was, the price was right. And he picked it up, and he's been doing work on it since the winter time. Cleaned it all up, resprayed it matte black, put some original style decals on it, did a lot of mechanical work on it, new chain, new sprocket, carbs. He's been really restoring it, but at the same time having it a little bit custom. And he's been keeping his eye open for, a complete bike that he can ride as a sport tour to supplement this his VTX cruiser. Look how bright that headlight is. I just put in my HID light. Do you love it? Look at that punk bitch yellow headlight. What's up with that? Go ahead. So I finally got around to installing my DDM Tuning 5000K HID setup. 35 watt high-low. Really like it. Makes my bike a lot more visible from the front. That's kind of why I did it. In addition, I don't do a tremendous amount of night riding, but it'll help there too. But as far as visibility goes, he's been keeping his eye open for something to supplement as a sport tourer for his VTX 1300 cruiser over here. And he's been looking at bikes like the Kawasaki ZX11, the Honda CBR 1000F, and the Honda CBR 1100 XX. And through looking at them, I've been doing some research about them, and I've kind of learned a lot more about them. And they really are nice bikes, and they're where the new bikes came from. So when my friend here looks at new bikes, he says that they lack the character of the old bikes, and they all look the same, and they're not built for comfort, and the tails are so small. He looks at my bike, and he likes the way the tail on my bike looks. He says it seems comfortable, and it is a comfortable bike. Because when I think about the bike I'm going to get next, more than likely I'll be looking for a CBR 600 F4i, which is the next version of this, probably with the banana seat, because I do like the banana seat, even though I like the looks of the step seat. But hey ladies. So when you look at something like that, the bike that I really want is the CBR 600RR, the 07 and up model. Love the way that bike looks. The bike that I lost after, but certainly don't need, would be the ZX10R that I just test rode a couple weeks ago, or a CBR 1000RR, the new one, like Midshift just got. Oh God, that bike is unbelievable. But I don't need it, and I know I don't need it. But when he's talking about, how these new bikes lack character, in the beginning I said, I don't know what you're talking about, you're crazy. But you know what? I'm not saying they lack character, but I will say they are much more toned down and more generic looking than the older sport bikes. Some could call them gaudy, others would call them flashy. And depending on the bike, for me, it's one or the other. Even the paint job on this 2000, the stripe setup on this is more subdued, which is what I like about it. but it does attract a lot more attention than some of the newer sport bikes. It's, you know, it's got the Honda wings and stuff, but if you look at Wild Bill 1006's 98 Special Edition F3, CBR 600 F3, it's a lot more wham, and I love that bike. I love the way that bike looks. You look at Midnight Shot's bike, I think it's an 88 CBR 600F Hurricane. What a gorgeous bike. Gorgeous bike. I mean, and it is like, it's beautiful. It's flashy. It attracts attention. Do I love it? Yes. Is it fast? Yes. I mean, it's probably not going to be as fast as a new CBR 600RR or a ZX6R, but who cares? I mean, how much power do you need? We've seen her rip that thing, and it's got plenty of balls. So, I mean, what do you need? You know, and if you park that next to one of the best looking CBR 600s to me is the Graffiti Edition RR. Love the way that bike looks. You park his Hurricane next to a Graffiti Edition, I'd be willing to bet his Hurricane will get more attention in a parking lot than the Graffiti. So, I mean, I don't know. I think I'm learning to respect the older bikes, older sport bikes more. And if my friend picks up another older sport bike to sport tour with, or he gets his Katana 1100 on the road and that becomes the bike that he rides, I mean, I would love to try it out. I mean, you're talking about bikes that have 125 to 135, 140 horsepower. I mean, there's plenty of power in those. Plenty of comfort, arguably more comfortable than the new leader bikes. As far as looks, I mean, that's subjective. But anyway, that's what I'm talking about today. It's, you know, I think I've learned to respect and admire and appreciate the older sport bikes more by kind of learning more about them. So if you don't know about them, I suggest you check them out. Check them out, take a look, see what they're all about. See where your leader bike came from, where are its roots. I mean, the movie Top Gun had a GPZ 900, I think it was, GPZ 900R or something. I don't love the look of that bike, but you know what? I kind of appreciate it after, you know, loving the ZX10R. I kind of pay homage to that bike a little bit. So that's about it. I'm wondering what you think. What do you think? I mean, if you have an older sport bike out there, I'd love to hear about it. If not, check it out. All right, everybody, take care. Ride safe. See ya. That's right, bitch. Better wave.